everyone? It's Chris. Thanks so much for coming by. I'm glad you're here, and this is just a quick video on my brushes, my favorite brushes. Hey, I know everyone that follows me on a consistent basis. You kind of see what brushes I use, and we kind of chat about it a little bit here and there. I know I mention it on my videos, what brush I'm using. Most times I do mention it here and there, but not always on a consistent basis. So I thought this video would be really helpful. So this way, if I do get a question here and there on an email or comments in the comments section of YouTube, I can just kind of mention my video on my brushes, my favorite brushes video. And this way you can go there and you'll see I have these all listed out. So we'll go one by one through the main brushes that I use, my favorite brushes that I use on a constant basis. And this would be for my videos when I create these video tutorials. I use these brushes on these videos. I use them in my studio when I'm creating paintings for preparing for maybe a gallery show, or if I'm painting some commission work where someone hires me to do a painting. I'll use these brushes always on a consistent basis. I will do another video eventually on maybe some of the real, odds and ends type brushes that I use. Occasionally I will use some other brushes than these that we're going to cover on this video, but that's not really important right now. What's really important is you're going to see, I'm just going to go over the real basic fundamentals of my favorite brushes, the brand, the model, the size, and then you'll see exactly what I'm using. And this way you just kind of know if you have choices on what color, what brushes you're buying for your watercolors, you'll know what I'm using. And this way, if you would like to use these, you'd be, able to look them up online, or when you go to the art store, you'll be able to, request them. So the first one is a Vinci Maestro round watercolor brush. It's a Kolinsky series number 35, Germany. So these are made in Germany. And two of the most popular sizes that I use are a number 6 and a number 12. Now, number 12 is this here. This I would use for more like larger washes, maybe in the sky washes, some maybe water washes if I'm doing a seascape. And then this number 6 is more for like details, if I'm doing any kind of detail work, where there's smaller type subject matter, then I'm going to be using a number 6 approximately. So these are a 6 and a 12 or a 6 and a 10 are basically two good sizes where you're going to be covered for smaller details and then larger washes. So what I'll do is I'll just do a quick swatch. We'll do a quick swatch here just to kind of see. Okay, so that's just a swatch. We'll make a swatch. I'll mix in some blues, French ultramarine blue, cobalt blue. I'll use some cerulean blue, some purple, ultramarine violet. That's the purple I use, ultramarine violet by Winsor Newton. And then maybe I'll just mix in some greens, sap green, olive green, chromium of oxide. So I'm just going to make a mixture of greens. And then maybe I'll just do a simple Z stroke, which is making the letter Z, like so. Then I'll pick up the rest of the mixture that I made, and I'll just fill in the rest. And that's pretty much my Vinci Maestro, number 12. And this is a great brush, just all around. You can do large washes. You can even do more, more detailed work with this too. You have a really nice point on this. So you'll see there's a really nice point on this brush. Holds lots of water, lots of water. And fantastic brush. You can't go wrong with this. This is the best of the best brushes. And I find that I always try to buy the best brushes that I can for the money. So sometimes I will buy, maybe if the budget is a little bit tight, I'll maybe buy like a synthetic watercolor round brush. But if I have extra money, if I get some gift certificates at Christmas time for a Christmas gift or a birthday, I get a little bit of cash, then I'm buying a nice Kolinsky, natural hair brush, like a Da Vinci here. So, all right, let's move on to our next brush. Okay, our next brush is going to be a Raphael Kolinsky, again, natural hair brush, Kolinsky sable brush, made in France. You can write down these names of all the brushes I'm using. You can write them down one time, put them in a book, in one of your notebooks or one of your files that you might have. This way you'll always have it, so that if maybe you buy one and then a couple of years later you're going to buy another one because it's sort of you need to replace it, well, then you'll have it. So that's why I'm going to put this right here on the video so you can hit the pause button if you need to. And you can, in the future, you can look back on this and you'll have some notes on it. Okay, so the sable brush, beautiful brush. Now the Raphael brushes this is a number 10, and you can kind of see it's got the orange tip on it, which is fantastic. So you really, if you're going to go online and you're going to search for this brush, you'll kind of be very confident that you're getting the right brush, because you'll see the orange tip on the end of the brush, and then you'll know you have the exact brush you need. That's the only brush of its kind for the Raphael brush that has the orange. And it's an 8404 Matre Kolinsky, and it's made in France. And beautiful brush, holds lots of water. It's got a nice point on it. I'll put a little bit of water on it. And handles beautifully, holds lots of water. We'll do another swatch here. And go. Okay, so let's we'll mix up. We'll do a little interesting swatches here. I'll clean up the palette a little bit here. And I'll just mention the colors I'm going to use as I do another swatch here. So I'm going to mix up some warmer colors now. We did a cooler swatch here with our Da Vinci brush. Now with our Raphael brush, we're going to do a little bit of a warmer mix here. So let's go with we'll go in with burnt umber, burnt sienna, raw umber. We'll just go right through the warm colors. Yellow ochre, some yellow cadmium, cadmium orange, cadmium lemon yellow, cadmium red, and some alizarin crimson. So I'm just going to really take all my warm colors, and we'll just make a swatch with all my warm colors. I'll just pick up a whole bunch. And then maybe here we'll do a H stroke. 1. Okay, and then we'll do another. So we do the letter H. Then when we have the letter H set in place, then we just fill in the last two sections here. Just like that. And we tidy up the corners here. Perfect. Okay, so now that's the Raphael. Beautiful brush again. I use this and the Da Vinci Maestro, 90% of the time. Beautiful points on these brushes so you can get really fine details. And you can cover a large area quickly. So very versatile brush, and that's the number 10, Raphael number 10, 8404 Matre, Kolinsky, France. So that's what you would look up if you want to order this brush for your watercolor painting. If you think you're going to purchase some brushes in the near future, this is the Raphael that I use. So this would be my second brush, really. The Kolinsky Sable is my first one. This would be my second favorite. And then we'll just move on. So let's take a break. Now, perfect time for a break, and we'll come back and we'll work through the rest of our brushes, my favorite brushes, and we'll be completed. Okay, be right back. Okay, I'm back from a break. I hope you took a break as well. Take a break. Well, on this video, maybe you might not need to take a break. This is kind of a simple video. I'm just covering my brushes, what my favorite brushes are. Okay, so now we're going to go with our third brush. This is the Alvaro Castagnet needlepoint brush. You'll see me use this constantly on my videos. I use this in my studio all the time when I'm creating finished paintings, again, for galleries, or if I'm doing any kind of commission work, so forth, or if I'm just building my stockpile of paintings that I'm working on at the time. I'll always use these brushes. So let's take a look. I have two sizes mostly of the Alvaro Castagnet needlepoint brush. I have the 8 and the 6. Most times I'm using the 8, which is the larger one, this one here. There's a 6 here too. I use this one as well. These are incredibly versatile. I think as watercolor artists, you definitely need to buy these and have these in your arsenal for your brushes, because these, you can use them in any style painting. I can just list off the top of my head at least 5 or 6 different, like if you're doing flowers, yeah, you can get some beautiful, really fine shapes and calligraphy in your flower paintings, stems, and you can put this, you can use this in your leaf forms if you're going to do fine veins in the leaves of your paintings. Landscape paintings, you're going to do your trees with this, your branches, some weeds, some grasses and things like that. So these brushes are really phenomenal for so many. They're incredibly versatile. And I bought these a number of years ago, probably 5 or 6 years ago. I started buying these from the alvarocastagnet.net. That's the website. And Alvaro, he's a famous world renowned watercolor artist. So he offers beautiful brushes. He also has some other brushes too, which are great, which I have. I have all of his brushes actually. But these here are the ones I'll use most of the time. And they work fantastic. So let's take a look at how I use them. So again, the number 6 and the number 8. I'm going to use the number 8 right now. And let's just take a quick look. We'll do a couple swatches here. So I'm just going to do a quick swatch here. And then what I'll do is I'll just go in. I'll get some water on the brush. I'll take some burnt umber, some olive green, some sap green, some French ultramarine blue. We'll make a little mixture, somewhat of a dark mixture. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you how I can make a tree, branches, twigs, all in one go. Here we go. So here's more of a tree shape. The trunk of the tree. We go up. Branches. And there you have it. Look at this. With this one brush, the number 8 needlepoint brush, we were able to do a tree trunk, tree limbs, branches, small, fine shapes of the twigs of the branches with just one brush. So that shows you the versatility of this brush. You can do so much with it. I hope you will get this brush and keep this with your collection of brushes that you use. This you're going to find is one of your most favorite brushes. After a while you start using it in all your paintings, you'll see that it does an incredible job. So that's the Alvaro Castagnet needlepoint brush. And we could also just do one more example. Let's say we're doing like a floor, like some flowers. We're doing a flower painting. So this is like a landscape painting if you're doing some landscape work. Let's just hypothetically say we're going to do some flower paintings, and we'll just do some simple flower shapes here. And I'll just splash a little bit here, a little bit of purple. So we'll do some purple and alizarin crimson and ultramarine violet, Winsor & Newton paints. So here, just some quick, simple, flower shapes. Now, maybe we'll do maybe there's a vase here. So we'll just have a simple vase here. Okay, now I'll use the number 6 now. So I'm going to use the number 6 needlepoint brush here. And you're going to see how perfect. Look at that. All that fine detail with the number 6 needlepoint brush. So you do a simple floral type painting with a vase, or maybe just something more even simple, But in any case, you can see here I just did a quick vase with maybe like a handle on there and some flowers, and then I use this to do some of the fine twigs and leaves. We can do some fine perfect. Look at that. That's, a beautiful painting in itself right there. Just by using 2 simple brushes. I used a round brush, and then I finished out the painting with this beautiful Alvaro Castagnet needlepoint brush here, number 6. And I think it's just, an incredible brush. I hope everyone will consider getting these, because I use them all the time. These needlepoint brushes, they're phenomenal. Okay, so I'm going to take another break. We're going to come back. We're going to do just a few more brushes and we'll be completed. But again, these are my favorite brushes. I want to share them with you and make sure that you know exactly what brush it is, what brand, what type of brush, the model number, as well as the size. And then everything is, you'll have everything 100% locked down as far as the detail of what brushes I use. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, moving right along here, let's get into our next brush. This is the Ransen hake brush. Some people pronounce it hake brush, hake brush. Works for me either way. And I got this at the Cheap Joe's art store online, Cheap Joe's Art Stuff. let's take a look at the brush here. This brush is phenomenal. I use it a lot in landscapes, seascapes, where I want to get some really nice details in the foliage and grasses and the greenery and things like that. So basically I dampen the brush and I splay out the... So this is a damp brush. I put some water on it and then dried it out a little bit with some paper towel, and then I splay out this brush just like this, and then I go straight into the paints, right into the watercolor paints in my palette without any water most times, and then I get a beautiful effect. So let's take a look at it. But this is a really great brush. I hope you'll try this out. You'll see me. I use this brush quite often, and so this is, again, one of my favorite brushes I use all the time. And let's try out just a little small section here just to see how we... So I'll mix up some greens and some earth tones, and I just dip my brush in there. And then I'll just give a couple quick... Wow, look at that. Beautiful. Look at that. Thousands of small grass shapes and details with just a few brush strokes. Look at that. So I'm hoping that you're going to, for just that beautiful look of detail for some grasses, you can do a lot with this brush. You can do sky washes. We could just take a quick look at like a sky wash with it. Just like that. Very versatile brush. You can get a lot accomplished with this brush. Sky washes, water, and I mostly use it where I dry the brush out, and again, I dry the brush out, I splay out the hairs of the brush, and I use it for fine grasses and things like that in landscapes, seascapes, and so forth. But you can also do some cool sky washes, water, ocean. Very versatile brush. There's many artists that use this brush, and it's a great brush. So I thought I'd share this brush with you, the Ransen hake brush. And it's available online. You can get it pretty much on Amazon, or you can go to Cheap Joe's Art Stuff and get it as well. And I hope you'll use this brush too. So we'll move on to our last brush for right now. And again, it's a brush that I use quite often. I use this brush when I'm doing plein air. In plein air, when I go out and I take my backpack and I load up all my art gear and I go out to the countryside, or I go out even in the backyard, or I go to the park, the local park. I like to work outdoors once in a while, especially when it's warmer out in the nice weather. So I like to use my Charles Reed Escada Reserva brushes. They're beautiful brushes. They hold lots of water. They have great points. I bought two sets of these just recently. They come in a 3-pack, and you get them in a 6, an 8, and a 10. So these are the 3 brushes. They come in a 6, an 8, and a 10. That's Charles Reed Escada Reserva. It's travel brushes, and travel watercolor brushes, obviously. And, they're just a great brushes, a 6, 8, and a 10. beautiful points. They hold lots of water and paint. We'll try one out. Let's try the 10 out. And again, I think these are just great brushes, especially for what I do is I put these in my backpack. I use them. I go out if I'm out on location. Maybe let's say if I'm out at a local park, or if I'm out maybe traveling on vacation, or I take a weekend trip. I keep these in my duffel bag, and then when I'm done, I just put them like this. There's a small hole in the top, which lets the water and humidity evaporate out of this so that your brush dries. So basically this is a brush you can bring with you on the road when you're traveling, and you have no worries. When you're ready to use it, you take it out, put it together, it's ready to paint. You're all ready to go with your painting. When you're done painting for the session, you just rinse off your brush. You remove this. You put this back in. It closes up tight. Again, it has an air hole in the top. And this way you can throw this right into your duffel bag. And then when you get back home, you take it out and you just leave it out for like a couple days or so. And you can throw it right back in your backpack and it's ready to go. So you can have a backpack all ready to go with your art supplies, so you don't have to worry about scrambling around if you're going to go out and do some artwork. So that's how I do things. I'm pretty organized. I have a duffel bag with all my art gear ready to go so that I don't have to, go searching around my studio to find all different art gear that I need to go out and do something outside. I just say, oh, it's a beautiful day out. I'm going out and painting. Boom, I go out, I grab my duffel bag. I got these brushes in my duffel bag with a water bucket, tissues, paper towels, and so forth. So I'm ready to rock and roll. Okay, so let's use this brush and we'll just do a quick swatch here. So I'm going to just do another swatch here. And then let's say we just want to do a landscape. So I'll mix up some greens. And as you can see, lots of water you can get lots of water in these brushes here. And maybe we'll do a quick little sky color here. And these just hold these hold beautiful amounts of water and pigment in the brush. And you can have a fun time with these brushes. Again, the Escada Charles Reed travel brushes, beautiful. And what's good about these brushes is they hold lots of water. So when you're out in the field, you're doing plein air painting, you're usually trying to work quickly. You're doing beautiful little small vignettes of things that you're seeing when you're out in the field. So you have maybe a sketchbook with you, and you're just trying to get some ideas down, and you're not really doing a beautiful finished gallery painting when you're outdoors painting. You're trying to just get a nice a nice idea of what you're seeing out there. You're capturing the beauty of what you're experiencing when you're out in the nature. So I try to do that when I'm out painting outdoors. And there we have it. Some beautiful Okay, everybody. This is my favorite brushes. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'm going to really strive to always let everyone know when someone asks me about what my brush is, what brushes I like to use, which brushes am I using. This is the video. I'm going to send you to this video so you can get an idea of what I'm using and actually how I use the brushes by doing these small swatches. So I hope this was very helpful. I hope you'll consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. We do videos every week of, beautiful, full, finished paintings, A to Z, covering every bit of technique, processes, and then also, too, once in a while, we're going to take a little bit of an offshoot, and we're going to do some of these paintings, too, as well, where we just cover some art gear, some brushes, some papers, some different paints we use. So I hope you enjoy this. Again, if you like this video, please thumbs it up. And also, too, again, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. I know you're going to get a ton of information on my channel. It's going to help you to become a better artist, a better watercolor artist. And I know you want to do more beautiful paintings. And that's my goal, is to help you create beautiful paintings. Every week I'm here. And again, thanks for coming by. I'm glad you stopped by to see my favorite brushes video. And we'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.